That guy Hero, back with another deck profile of one of my favorite decks that I'm actually maining. My Nature Heroes is my tournament main, but this is my, well, it could be tournament main if I get it up and running properly. I just have to wait until Extreme Victory. But anyways, it's my Neo deck. Let's start off with my main monster, 2 Elemental Hero Neos, basically a staple in any Neos deck, and gets me my Contact Fusions out, because I need him for it, and he's a great beater and easy to summon out. The only monster that's very easy to summon without tribute. Even though he doesn't need a tribute, I can just easily dump it in the graveyard and easily get it out.
I just hate the Nordic.
3 White Rangers. Yes, everyone calls it the White Ranger because of that, but it's really Elemental Hero Neothalius. Basically, just for another target of Neos and Gemini, and there's a great combo in this deck that uses him a lot, and he's a good beater. 3 Elemental Hero Prisma. I did run 2, but I wasn't really getting into my hand as a lot as usual, but 3 is good in this deck. Dump Neos, gets his main cheat as Neos, or dump a Neo-Spacian while I have a Neos on the field, and Contact Fusion, or just gain the 500 attack boost to attack a monster and deal some damage. It was also a great combo later on in the deck with him. 1 Stratos, staple, even though some people say it's not really usable in a Neos deck, but it's really usable for me because I can also use the Spell Palming effect, because surprisingly, they could actually swarm a bit if I wanted to, or if I get the good hand. 2 Pathfinders. This is the only card that makes my deck feel like I have 6 Neo-Spaces, which is a lot, which will suck against any deck that uses field spells, Dragon Readers. Yeah, and or that too. Well, her effect wouldn't really work if it's in the graveyard, but it's still decent because it also searches from the deck as well. And to get 18 beater. Now for the Neo-Spacians. Aqua Dolphin. Discards a card from my hand to select a monster in the opponent's hand to either to see if I can destroy it if my monster's attack power is if their monster's attack power is equal or less than the monster I have on the field that I control. If that happens, I burn the opponent for 500 and destroy that card. If not, I burn for 500. But he's really good if I have a Neos in my hand and I can easily dump it. Mr. Party Time. He's really the true definition of a great party. He protects me a lot from like dying, but I have to get lucky if they draw a monster or a trap. But spell card, the best part is I get to choose either if I take the direct damage or he dies in place. Overall, good card. Air Hummingbird, life point gainer, good first turn if I have a Boku set, easy life points, and definitely worth it if I ever put back Solemn Warning in the deck. Flare Scarab, basically a power booster. When your opponent controls spells and traps, he gains 500. I mean, he gains 400 attack. Just as a beater or just for a Contact Fusion material. Dark Panther, he's back in the deck. I took him out for a while, but now he's back. Good effect to copy monster abilities on the opponent's side of the field and get me change to it. And basically, if my opponent has Grand Mole somehow on there, I can just copy his effect and just bounce it and attack with one of my other monsters if I control it. But basically, good effect. Grand Mole belongs in the deck. I don't like those people who keep putting in the deck just because of its effect. It belongs in a Neo-Spacian deck or a Hero deck. Just keep it there. Don't freaking put it other crap in there. Honest, I've run a lot of lights. Gets me out of tight situations. And a card that nobody will never think of putting in a Neo deck unless you run the account for it.
Oh snap.
Yes, this U-Bell card has been in my deck box for, I think, a good year and a half, or almost 2 years. I finally decided to put it in my deck, and I found a great use for it. And I'll show it to you later. The spell card. 2 Neo-Spaces. If I ever decide to put Dark Hole in my deck, What?
Did you forget this? Or?
Oh, that's out the deck. I just put it in just because I don't really want to have it. That's how I'm in my hand. But anyways, I have a funny story with this. When I play Dark, if I put Darkhold back in my deck, I tell the story about how the universe was created, and then after the universe is created, the greatest hero comes out. But basically,
after the universe created, they found God.
Yes, I'll show that later. But anyways, powers up Neos by 500 along with the fusions, and the fusions don't return to the extra deck. 2 E-calls, only 2 because it's not necessary to run 3 because you do not want to add Neos to your hand, otherwise you're pretty much screwed. But basically searches out all heroes, self-explanatory. Triple Oversoul. Basically to special summon a normal elemental hero, so like Neos or Neos Alias. Just so that way I can either I can make a quick contact fusion or just get through tough obstacles with Neos. This is why I run 3 aliases, just because of Gemini Spark. I might add a 3rd one, but just basically tribute a level 4 Gemini, like Alias, to pop a card, then draw 1 card. It's a decent draw engine, but there's also more to this. Convert Contact, just a draw card. I might run a 2nd one, but right now 1's perfect. 5 hours, staple. Miracle Fusion, just so that way I could get my God out, or when Extreme Victory comes out, Neo-Snipe. I can't wait for Neo-Snipe. Trap cards. Hero Blast. Combos really well with Gemini Spark. You Gemini Spark Alias, and then you play Hero Blast to destroy a monster with attack equal to or less than the hero that I returned, and I get Alias back easily, and basically means I technically run maybe 5 or 6 aliases. Yeah. Double Limit Reverse. Either to get my Neo-Spacians to the field for a contact fusion, or if I'm in a tight situation, summon your Bell. So they cannot attack me. It's basically kind of an FU card.
No kidding.
Bottomless Trap Hole, staple.
Shiny.
Yes, it's shiny. Dark Barrage. I took out 7 tools in place of this because even if your opponent does get 1 card, at least I could stop those annoying
holes and reborns.
Yeah, I can at least stop spell cards as well instead of just traps, and save pretty much a good 1,000 life points. Boku, staple, well, semi-stable, but stable to me, and Mirror Force, a good copy of it, not like my Nature Hero deck was all crumpled up and all that stuff.
Just like enemy controller is a staple to me, but it's only like a semi-staple. Extra deck.
And then for the extra deck,
you only put that in there because you can't use
pretty much.
and you can
my proxy Neo-Snipe. He is actually really good. People underestimate him a lot online because
he's a field wiper.
Yeah, he's a field wiper. They only think of monsters just to do damage, but this is a field wiper, especially if you use the fusion on him, because he is fused with polymerization. You bring back Neo and the warrior that was using the fusion, and then still attack for damage. But basically, a field wiper gains attack power, attacks twice. Although it can't do damage, it's still really good. Grand Neos bounces monsters without even attacking. Flare Neos gains attack power for his spell.
Stick.
Like what he said. A beat stick. Dark Neos negates monster effects.
He's a continuous effect bailer.
Yes, except if I can actually use his effect again when the monster dies. And I can also use his effect on himself so he won't be returned to the deck. Yeah, because Neo-Space is not on the field.
Oh, his effect's a once per turn thing?
No. Only when if I kill the monster, he gets his effect back. It kind of wants to turn thing.
Oh, okay.
So if the monster that you gave the effect is moved from the field,
He can select another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colonials pops face-up cards, gains various effect. Monster cannot battle spell. He can attack directly. Traps, he goes to defense, but still a good card. Get rid of annoying high attack power monster. Neos OTK in himself. If I'm really losing badly and my opponent really has nothing else on the field besides a monster, and I bring him out, it's pretty much over. Especially in the triple duel. You know what I mean, Tin Blaze.
No comment. I plead the fifth.
Aquaneos, don't really summon him a lot, but he's really good, but he has a purpose. Just to dump extra cards to destroy a card in the hand, but also to stop Exodius. Just in case.
And he's also handy if you hit that collider on us.
That too. Magma Neos, I have one finally after 5 years of searching it. I finally have one. It doesn't matter because he's the badass monster. Gains 400 attack for every single card on the freaking field. And when he returns to the deck, it's a giant tree for everything. Everything. So good. Storm Neos. Since Heavy Storm is bad, might as well just summon him.
It's even got Storm in the name.
Yes, he's a Heavy Storm once per turn, and when he's returned to the extra deck by his own effect, he's a Rainbow Neos with everything except for Grey List, but still.
Bounces all cards on the field back to the deck.
Chaos Neos. I actually could summon him a lot more lately. His effect is decent. I flip a coin 3 times, and if I get 3 heads, I destroy all my opponent's monsters. If I get 2 heads, all the opponent's monsters' effects are negated. If I get 1 head, all my monsters return back to my hand. And when he bounces by his own effect, all monsters on the field are set. And my god. Oh my god. Divine Neos. He's pretty much underrated for a main Neo deck, but I could use him pretty much as anything. He copies I can once per turn remove from play any one of the fusion materials listed on the card that has either Neo-Spacians, Neo, Destiny Hero, Elemental Hero, and Evil Hero in it. Remove from play. He will gain the effect plus 500 attack points and until the end phase, but he still keeps the 500 extra attack points. So I could just keep doing this for a few turns. The maximum I got him up to was 5,500, and he's even more broken if I use his effect to move from play either Storm Neos, Air Neos, Flare Neos, and Grand Neos mainly.
Dog life.
He will inherit all these effects if I have them in the graveyard and basically just wreck shit.
I tried running him online in my Evil Heroes, and I actually did an OTK with him because I removed from play like Malicious Edge, you know, stuff like that. And then I played Return from the Different Dimension, and
oh yeah, I used to have that combo in my deck.
yeah, and basically just came back and just like wrecked the guy.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think I should put Return to the Different Dimension back in the deck. Because if I summon him with Miracle Fusion, play Return from the Different Dimension, get a triple contact out, and then if I have a normal summon, I could get another contact out. Swarming Contact Fusions! Anyways, that's the deck. I still need a little bit of help with it. It's not fully completed, but it's right now it plays well. And just give my friend Kimberly comments and subscription to his account. He's a really cool guy. And shout out to my favorite Yugi tutor, Modern Sage of Darkness. He makes a lot of hero decks, and they are always badass.